If you are a fan of video game themed t-shirts, check out InsertCoinClothing.com, where you can get t-shirts themed around Mass Effect, Uncharted, Pokemon, and other games as well. To get 20% off on your order, use the promo code ICMEF20.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Mass Effect Follower. I'm the latest addition to the channel. I'm SeekerCat5500. I'm mostly here as a writer, but occasionally you'll hear the dulcet tones of my English accent on the odd video or two. I'm here to contribute videos analysing character and storytelling tropes in the Mass Effect universe, as well as a series of character profiles for the most vital characters in the series, so keep your eyes peeled for that. I thought I'd introduce myself and tell you all, well, exactly what Mass Effect means to me. Now, way back in 2010, I was unemployed after finishing a media production course at my local college, and I was trying to get any sort of job, really. Seeing that my initial dream of becoming a film director wasn't really something I had a talent for. It was around that time that I fell back in love with Neverwinter Nights, which is an old BioWare RPG. I found my old copy of it and loaded it back on my laptop. And when that was so long, I kind of lost interest in it. I still needed a game to scratch that particular BioWare itch. But I didn't know any of their new games, so I did a quick Google search to see if they had any more, or had just died a death as so many game studios do. Needless to say, I was delighted because not only were they still in business, but they'd released a game that very year, which was Mass Effect 2. So I jumped up and walked straight up to my local game store and bought it. And I devoured it. Now at that point, the only sci-fi property that had really caught my interest was Doctor Who. I've since become an avid fan of everything from Star Trek to Battlestar Galactica, so I wasn't really expecting to get as immersed in the story as I eventually did. But I was immediately hooked. Initially I only picked up Mass Effect 2 because I thought I could just jump into the story from the sequel, because I'm an idiot. Speaking of idiocy, due to my unfamiliarity with the games and BioWare's particular brand of storytelling, my first playthrough didn't quite go as planned. For starters, jumping into the second game, I was without any previous context. I was somehow under the impression that Cerberus was a scrappy underdog organisation that had been unfairly branded as a terrorist organisation. Yeah, boy was I going to be in for a shock. I remember as soon as I saw Thane for the first time, my reaction was, "Ooh, who are you? And please tell him I can romance him in some capacity." But I somehow screwed up Thane's loyalty missions so badly that I got Kolya killed. So he wasn't available as a romance after that, so I ended up romancing Jacob. I am not proud of myself. I also didn't quite realise the ticking clock nature of the go rescue the crew mission. I figured that I had time to dick around the galaxy for a bit and finish all the side quests I still had left. So by the time I did get to the collector base, I was greeted with the sight of Kelly Chambers melting before my eyes.
Still alive.
But who's going to feed my fish? Needless to say, as soon as the game was over, I restarted and played again. After that, I grabbed Mass Effect 1 to get the playthrough I wanted, and when that wasn't enough, I ran out and bought Dragon Age Origins, and immediately fell in love with that franchise too. Honestly, at this point, I'm sure BioWare just owns my soul. But all joking aside, reaching out to people about Mass Effect has made me friends with some amazing people, like BioFan and Scottish Warrior 92, along with all the fantastic people at Mass Effect Follower. It's tied us together and made us part of a greater community where we all have something in common. But why Mass Effect above all other games? Simply put, Mass Effect is special. In a way, it's hard for me to put my finger on exactly why it's a series I return to so often. Somewhere in between the in-depth lore, the wonderful characters, incredible story, BioWare managed to achieve that really rare thing, which is not just making a universe you love to be a part of, but one that feels tangible and strangely real. as though you could reach out through your computer screen and just really live inside that galaxy. It's no wonder that such a community grew out of this wonderful series. Well, that's it for me. If you ever feel like shooting a question my way, feel free to hit me up on Twitter at ZikaCat5500. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in Andromeda.